stop at the line of your A, B, C, D. Because why? Oh, because why? Oh, C for cartilage, D for disc spacing और dizziness, A, B, C, D. तो इसका बारे में हम तो बोलते हैं. What A mean to us? The A mean to us the alignment. Firstly, you have to see the alignment of the cervical spine, how it is maintained. In the alignment, particularly as we said about the lateral view, we have to concentrate more on the lateral view. We have so many things to talk in the cervical C1, C2 also. So many lines are there. But okay, if time permits, we will talk about this. But even then, while we talk about the AP and lateral view, particularly cervical spine, we essentially concentrate more in the lateral view. In the lateral view, as I said, that we talk about A, B, C, D. A stands for the alignment. Alignment in the sense that you have your lines there. You know the lines there in the cervical spine, X-ray. There is a anterior vertebral line. One. You know? Yes. Anterior vertebral line, posterior vertebral line, then third line is this facetal line, then spinous process line. 4 lines are there. These 4 lines actually the alignment lines. As I said, A stands for alignment, means you have to see the integrity of all the lines. A translations, break of the lines speaks out something. So that is called A. Okay, sir? So same thing is applicable for the AP view also. You have to draw a line there. There are 3 lines are there. One is central line, 2 peripheral lines are there. In the central line, basically you look for the end-on view of the spinous process. End-on view of the spinous process. This end-on view alignment is very important, that they are aligned or not. This line breakage is more important in case of unilateral dislocation of the diaxial joint, facetal joint. Why it is important? Unilateral means this is like one is involved, though they are vertebrae rotated there. Okay? This is like this. One side is unilateral dislocation, means this right side is dislocated, vertebrae rotated like this. In a situation like this, while you are taking a view from here, definitely there will be break in the end-on view of the central line of the AP view. Are you getting my point? आपका ये बात समझ में आया है कि नहीं? इमरान भाई? So in AP view आया है. So sometimes if there is unilateral dislocation of the cervical spine, this X-ray is very silent. You may not know that there is a dislocation. Had it been bilateral, there will be this displacement. That is very evident. So in lateral view, if there is bilateral dislocation, vertebra is moved, there is a translation of the vertebra. So that is evident because you will know the lines are broken. But this line may not be broken in case of unilateral dislocation. Here, your AP view is very important, particularly look for the end-on view of the spinous process when we break. Line is coming, there is a break. This break will tell us that something is wrong in the alignment. So I am beginning the subject A is alignment in AB, in alignment in the lateral view. So in alignment AP view, we are talking about the end-on view. Then also the 2 lines of the borders. So in lateral translations, you know the lateral borders, this lateral border and central view. ठीक है sir? Okay? ठीक है sir. Now again B. B for the bone. You have to know the height of the bone. There will break in the bone. See, all the individual vertebrae is important. Integrity of the vertebra, the body, posterior part, anywhere there will break. So B stands for the bone. In A, one thing I have not mentioned is called prevertebral soft tissue. This prevertebral soft tissue or retropharyngeal soft tissue scenting. It speaks about their collection beneath. But you have to know that the retropharyngeal space soft tissue in C1, C2 is a bit high, almost 7 mm. Okay? But in the 2, 3, 4 area it is less, because nasopharynx area it is less. But while it is coming down again, esophagus area it is again more. So in pre-vertebral soft tissue, you have to have an idea that the upper part it is more, almost 7. Subaxial area is again almost 10 for 12. In middle part it is less, and if you plus it upper part and the lower part, upper part and middle part, the third part will come altogether. Almost 7 for 17 sort of thing. Okay? What is more important there? It is not uniform. C1, C2 it is high. Next part is less. Again, down part it is again more. So, prevertebral soft tissue is also important, particularly trauma situation. Why it is important? The collection of the hematoma in the blood. And in long-standing cases also, retropharyngeal abscess and other things may be there. So, in a long-standing cases, infective cases also you may find there is an increase in the thickness of the soft tissue. That is one part. So, and then see, you have to know the end of the cartilage. Cartilage end on end part. So, in between this space, whether uniformly or not uniform, you have to know. ठीक है? A, B, C, and D for your any degenerations, any osteophyte, so many things are there. So you have to know A, B, C for cartilage means your intervertebral discs, D for any degenerations or ठीक है sir? So this principle is applicable for lateral view, this principle is applicable for and this thing also, if you remember, probably these are actually uniform to all the. Tell you something about the injury of the cervical spine. One thing that in upper part, particularly C0 to C3, C2, craniocervical junction is not a very easy thing to diagnose. Most of the time, even CT scan, MRI fails. That is why certain lines are there which will tell you the indirect evidence of the dislocations or dislocations, because this part is mostly ligamentous. Craniocervical junction is mostly ligamentous. None of these radiological investigations speaks about the conclusively about the injury. Even MRI fails sometimes. In that situations, indirect evidence by correlations of the different part, starting from your, O'Kelvin line, power ratio, so many ratios are there. This speaks about the actually relations of the various structure. Indirect evidence of the cervical dislocation. Indirect evidence means this line correlation, if it lost, means something is wrong. So sometimes that means X-ray and CT scan and MRI are unable to speak about this situation. That is why take the help of the indirect evidence with various lines you draw and find out whether they are maintaining relationship or it is lost. Okay? In mouth open view, particularly look for the Jefferson flexors. Mouth open view कहाँ दिया? एक तो दे दीजिए. Jefferson flexors, and also this is a mouth open view, and also you see the odontoid process. You see the disc space between this C1, C2 junction area. C1, C2 junction, and uniformity of the disc space are more important. Then also border of the C1 vertebra is whether it is hanging down or maintaining radius. So these things will tell us about the Jefferson's flexor. This thing will tell us about the Jefferson flexors. One, if there is a flexor also, whether it is sagging down the border of the C2, as well as it also speaks about the condition of the odontoid process. There is a flexor in the C1, odontoid process, type 1, type 2, type 3, whatever it might be, may be there. So, See, cranial cervical junction, as I mentioned, that you have to take the X-ray, particularly lateral view, and you have to look for all the ratio to know the cranial cervical junction in G. Mouth open view, C1, C2 speaks about the orthodontal process, speaks about the Jefferson flexors, speaks about the fragments displacement from the border of the C2. Mouth open view. Next is your cervical spine subaxial view, subaxial part particularly. It speaks about the AP and lateral view. And this AP and lateral view, as I already mentioned, to look for A, B, C, D. Here you look for alignment, here you look for the height of the vertebra, here you look for the disc space, whether vertebra is intact, the breakage, whether there is theater fracture, what is the spinous process, is it fracture or not. And in the subaxial part, translation of 3 mm in the alignment. Translation of 3 mm is significant in case of your. This is called radiological instability of the. What are the radiological criteria to tell us? What are the radiological criteria to tell us the instability of cervical spine? 1, 2, 3. One is that if there is translation of one vertebra from the adjacent vertebra by 3 mm or 3.5 mm, this is very significant. Even 3.5 mm translation. That is why in alignment is important. The line is drawn and you will find that the step there is very significant. Even 3.5 significance is long. That is why alignment drawing line is very important. 1 point. Number 2, if the height of the vertebra is reducing to 25%, only 25% reduce. Only in the thoracic spine you say 50%. But here, if it is reducing to 25%, that is a significant finding in case of cervical spine. Number 2. Number 3, you are drawing the corpse angle adjacent. If it is coming to an 11 degree, usually 2 degree. If it is coming to 11 degree, this is significant. These are called radiological criteria of instability of the cervical spine. Radiological criteria of instability of the cervical spine. Radiological criteria, translation of 3.5, corpse angle 11 degree, and height of the vertebra, if only reducing to 25%, is very significant. So these things are there. That is why I am bringing all the things that what alignment speak to us. What is the importance of the alignment to look for?